Hi, this is Scott with KC Blade Drip. How you doing? Glad you could join me. We got show and tell, not necessarily a review, but I'm going to review, show and tell, talk about one of my knives. And if you came from Instagram, I had a picture loaded of this particular knife saying I was going to do a review. And here we are. Thank you for joining again. And speaking of Instagram, KC Blade Drip, that's what it is. Don't forget to like, follow if you like it. If you want to follow and you want to see more knife content and wonderful commentary from yours truly, then yeah, subscribe. I could use it. So anyways, here we go. This knife. All right, guys, this is a Microtech. This is a Microtech Sith Lord. This particular knife I had got in 2016. This is 2022. This was about 6 years ago. When I was brand new getting into knives and the whole idea of knives. And early on in my knife journey, I was fascinated with stilettos, switchblades, daggers, things that were OTFs out the front, shot out using a spring, in and out, backwards, forwards. Anyways, I liked the automatic. And so I don't know if I was online or I was talking to my brother. He referred me to a knife, said, look at this. I saw a red blade on it. And I was like, wow. Man, it looks wicked, wicked cool. I had never seen anything like this. I had never seen a knife, especially an out the front, or I don't know if I guess they are called switchblades, even out the fronts, which I had thought a switchblade was out the side, but I guess a switchblade is anything that uses a spring to eject automatically, either out the front or to the side. And anyways, at the time, I saw this knife and I thought, man, god dang it, that thing is super cool with the red blade. And I was like, again, I was new to Microtechs. I had just gotten a Microtech Troodon, which I had reviewed earlier in one of my other videos. And it was a nice knife, but I was still, I was just getting excited and into it. So I looked online and I saw that I think this bad boy was like $320 or something. And that's a lot of money. I mean, we're not playing around. 300, 200, 320 bucks. You're talking some cash, right? It don't grow on trees, and I'm not a millionaire. So I saw it and I'm like, man, I really would like to have this knife. And then I couldn't find it online. So I kept looking around. I searched for it. I'd pull up and find places that would advertise it. Like anybody who's looking for certain knives, products, Microtechs, I'll search and then I'll pull up websites, but they'll say out of stock. So I finally found the place that had it. Don't remember what it was, what the website was, but just admiring this thing. I get to fall in love all over again with the Sith Lord. But I saw it online, and so I went ahead, I pulled the trigger. I remember how excited I was. I know, pretty cheesy, it ain't easy. That was my attempt at a lightsaber. But so I saw it online and ordered it, and I was super excited. So I got this knife, and I carry my knives. I'm usually very easy on my knives. I have some more inexpensive ones that I will use if I need to do some hardcore stuff. But this Microtech I carried carried it for a while. And as you can see, I mean, the blade, I tried to clean it, but a lot of this stuff is just flat out from use. Now, at the time when I got this, again, like I am now. I mean, I was like a little kid in a candy store with a bunch of damn lollipops and, you know, Willy Wonka handing out the golden tickets. And I loved the action. This is a very easy deployment with my thumb. Nice step-sided little design here. This, I think, was somewhat kind of new. The X on here like that. You got the ridges on both sides for pushing forward and retracting. But, so I loved it. I carried it. Now, when I got this, I'm thinking, this is super wicked cool. I love this knife. And I would open boxes, packages. I used it at work a lot, opening bags of peanuts and different type of packing that we would use in product. And, you know, anything you need to cut. So I liked how the size of it, if you look at my hand, I mean, it disappears. This is the Ultratech. There's lots of different sizes of OTFs, lots of them. And Microtech, this is probably their most famous OTF as far as popularity. The Ultratech is the most well-known, the size. I think these are about 3 ounces, so they're really light. Maybe a little less than that. The blades are a little over 3 inches. I don't have the exact measurements in front of me, but I'm shooting at you straight. And so it's a good size. It's kind of thin. Okay, now when you look at it, see how thin the handle is? Like, I mean, this thing is an inch, if that. I mean, it's not even an inch wide. And then, yeah, the blade itself, you know, 3.5. I mean, I'm just throwing this down there. I'm just throwing the gauntlet down a little bit here. And then the actual handle is with the little glass breaker on there. It's about 5 inches. So you got to narrow, if I don't stab myself and draw blood like I did the other day on my thumb. But so you've got, you know, a nice size. The pocket clip here, very nice. It is a deep carry. I don't really know how far it goes up to your pants, but it fits well on your pocket. I don't think this thing is for lefties, because you see the pattern on the aluminum here, and then you have an area where the clip goes down and it's smooth there. You can see where I have a little wear. You know, it's not brand new, but it says 416 SL, which is Sith Lord, Microtech. You got your serial number here. So yeah, it displays a little use on it. So going back to what I was saying, I didn't know a lot about blade shapes. I just thought, I have a knife, this thing is razor sharp, I'm going to use it, you know, everyday carry, which you can. Man, you can carry whatever you want every day. People that are snobby are telling you, oh, that's terrible for EDC. Well, what's your EDC? I'm sitting in an office and I'm opening a letter. You're going to tell me this is not good for opening a letter? Man, get out of here. This thing's perfect. It's a $320 letter opener as far as I'm concerned. But no, and you could cut open a box or do anything you want. In fact, I'm going to say, depending on who you are, that I'd recommend it for EDC because it's fun. Fun factor. You got to figure that into it. Let's have some fun. So, but coming back to the blade shapes, there are some tasks that are a little bit like for slicing and cutting things with this. It kind of suffers a little bit as far as this design of a blade. And I noticed that there were some things that I was like, it's not quite up to snuff as far as the blade shape. This is great for stabbing or piercing into, and then maybe cutting things or whatever. but puncturing is really well. And some things you may need to puncture and then cut. That's fine. But that's what it's really key with, is that stabbing. Okay. Now these little holes, I don't know if they're blood holes. I think what that is that if you stab into something, I think when you go in, that those holes allow the air to kind of, in a way, flow through so it doesn't like get stuck in there. I think that has a purpose for that. I'm not sure. The grind itself is pretty good. Microtech does a good job with their grinds as far as coming sharp in the box and being even. So as you can see, it looks nice. The blade itself, very good. I mean, there's a tiny bit of wobble, but if you look, their blades, when they come out, the bottom of the blade, it almost fits right into the handle. So this isn't bad. I mean, it barely wobbles at all. So I'm good with that. I think this is Elmax steel. They use different steels. It could be, in some of my videos, I've made incorrect statements on steel. I think it's 204 Elmax or M390. This, I believe, is Elmax, but it's not printed on these at all. There's nowhere on here. Now, if you take them apart, I think it might be something inside that would designate that, but I'm not taking it apart. And they're, in a way, they are a novelty. I would not say a toy, because it actually is a weapon. It's a tool / weapon. Because if you pull it out, you could definitely do some damage to anything, whether it be a person, a box, whatever. So it is dangerous. I wouldn't put this in hands of a child or someone that, because it would be dangerous. So, but it's a novelty in a way. People collect these. They have a lot of different Star Wars editions. They have like a sand trooper. They have, this isn't the name of them, but they have like a Jedi, Jedi Knight. If I can keep from choking. They have a blue one, a green one. Excuse me, and some other colors. So, but I mean, this has been a joy. Now, I like a lot of the things on here. I'm glad this is a part of my collection. I've had it for years. I always will. I'm glad I could. Oh, you got some jimping here. So it's actually good in your hand. I mean, I think, and a lot of the Ultratechs were smooth bodied. This one had some pretty aggressive texture on the handle. Now I will say this, and they put this smooth under the pocket clip, so it would hopefully, when it slides in, be smoother. The only thing that was a little bit tricky, it's tricky. The only thing that's a little tricky is this pattern. It's a little rough in your hand. I mean, it kind of, pulling it in and out of your pocket and actually using it, for me, it can bother my hand just a little bit, being sharp in some areas on the handle, just a little bit. So I'm not quite a huge fan of the pattern on the handle. These are proprietary screws, as you can see, and they're known for that, especially on their Ultratechs. Button, it doesn't really rattle. Sometimes people complain about that. So overall, it's a great knife. If you're interested in Star Wars knives, or you just like the red color, and I mean, it's cool. And of course, you know, things are worth what people want to pay for them. for 320-ish. I know they release their knives in batches. And so these, in fact, they've been releasing these. I think you can even find them now, and this is April of 2022. But I'm sure they'll do these off and on. They're always a pretty popular choice. I appreciate you taking a look at the knife with me here. I've got more stuff coming out in the future. Subscribe, you'll be able to see I've got some mystery mail call, which is kind of like my unboxings. When I just get packages, I don't know really what knife they are, and I just open them. We kind of look at it for the very first time together. I like doing that. And bringing you knife content, just talking with you, taking the time to go over it. So again, appreciate your time. I'm out.